Hello everyone. Welcome to Salesforce Helping Hand channel. My name is Rahul Prajapati and today we are going to discuss one of the very most important questions which almost ask, each and every interview. Uh, so I hope you can guess, but if no, so yes, so the question is, why we get CPU time limit exceed error in Salesforce and what are the approaches, we can avoid to get such error. So don't wait, let's move to the questions and the answer details which I have ready with me. So guys, let me move to the yeah. So here is the question, guys. How does CPU time limit exceed error occur in Salesforce? And answer is very clear. Salesforce enforce CPU time limit exceed prevent insufficient code from degrading the system performance. And why we get it? The CPU time limit exceed error occur when an apex transaction consume more CPU processing time than a governor limit allow. So what happened, guys? Basically, you know transactions like nothing but the execution of that particular piece of code, and every execution piece of code Salesforce give some memory or some time to execute that particular piece of code. But sometime due to not following the Salesforce best practices, so that CPU time limit exceed error hit, and we get that error in our Salesforce ecosystem. So, governor limit on CPU time, synchronous transactions is 10 second, you can say 10,000 millisecond. And for asynchronous transaction, we can batch, future, queuable, and schedulable for 60,000 millisecond or 60 second. Okay. So what are the common causes for CPU time limit exceed? So first is insufficient loops. Okay. So example, performing a circular DML operation inside a loop. So fix bulkify the logic by querying the data before the looping. And next is unoptimized SQL queries. Example, querying unnecessary fields are using the insufficient filters. Query only required field and use selective indexes. Okay. Next is recursive trigger. So I hope you all get this point. Recursive trigger is nothing but executing same code again and again. So that may be the cause for this particular cpu time limit exceed error. Now fifth, for the last, is insufficient collection processing. So example, using insufficient list operation instead of set maps. Fix, use map for fast lookup instead of list. Okay, because map always store in key and value pair. Okay, so now let's see some pieces of code, how bad code are causing CPU time limit exceed. So if you see this, so we have this for loop, and inside the loop we are having all the things and this DML operation. So which is not the best practices. What we have to do, we have to collect the IDs, then we should have the queries, and at the end we are assigning the values, and outside the loop we are updating the DML operations. Okay. So preventing recursion execution trigger is, so this is something, same logic can happen again and again. But yes, using this variable, we can avoid this. If this trigger is executed, then return. Triggers is not executed, then make it true and then execute the code. So this is the way we can, save the CPU time limit exceed error. So again, optimize list processing using map. So this is the code that we have, and here we can get this error. But if we optimize our code, we have the key value pair ID and string, and then what we are doing here, we have this map ACC map. We are putting the account ID and account name, and for the same for the contact, what we are doing, we are getting the contact ID. Okay, so this is the way you can fixes your codes. Now let's move to the general fixes for CPU time limit exceed. So use SQL query efficiently, query only necessary fields, use limit filters and indexes, avoid DML inside loops, perform bulk operations using collections, use collections efficiently, and use map instead of list or lookup operations. Now move complex processing to asynchronous process, use batch apex feature method queuable effects for large operations. Fifth, last but not the least, optimize trigger with static variables, prevent recursive update that waste CPU time. So guys, this is again very important. So whenever you're writing any code, any piece of code, trigger, batch class, flows, or whatever you are writing, so make sure you are following the best practices. Always keep in mind what are the limits and what that particular limits can hit. Okay. So I hope your concept is clear now, why this error is comes and how you can fix this. So stay to the Salesforce Helping Hand channel. Keep watching. Thank you so much.